Hi, this is Hi Bob Poor Bob, and we're about to play some Ultimate General Civil War.
Hello, and welcome back. Today we are doing the camp for Fredericksburg. So this is my final composition. I am going to do something I have never done before. I'm going to try to do something about scaling. Not because I think I need to, but because I want to do a compare and contrast. So what I've done is I've taken all my best trained troops and just put them here. So this unit is a fully trained unit, and these are basically like half fully trained units. So they will have more experience than the average unit in my army because they're 1,000 men and they have more experience. All of these units, I basically took untrained recruits and things like that, like the 10,000 men that I had to start off with that were completely untrained, and I mixed in just enough men that whenever I bring these up, they'll be 2 stars, basically, is what I was aiming for. These ones are a little bit high, but over here I did really well doing that. So, like, I'll be taking these to 1,800. So at 1,800, they don't have too much experience. And the same for all of these units. So basically what I did is I just took and I multiplied out what I could do. So I took how many guns of each type I had, and then I just counted how many units of what size I could make. So these guys will be able to be 1,800 each, and I'll have to buy all of them that are in the shop, which is fine. It doesn't really hurt me any. I've got tons of guns, so I'm not really too worried about that. Tons of money, too, so not really too worried. But I don't think I have to buy all that many infields. I went ahead and bought the infields in here because infields are amazing, and I didn't really. I mean, I could have gone for the howitzers. I just didn't really care that much about anything, really. Everything was okay. I ended up bringing my melee calves up to 550. Just felt like having a little bit more punch might be good. Um, I've got quite a few units of artillery in here, and then in here I've got only artillery and a specialization in artillery with this major general. The rest of mine are lieutenant generals. So, and this one's the only major general in charge of a corps. So we've got a bunch of units of infantry total. Like these will all be 1,800. These will all be 1,500. These will all be 2,000. So, you know, by the time they're done. So yeah, I mean, and these are like colonels on here, so they have way more stats than like these guys who have a really high bar that then get to not quite the same number, probably, yeah, just a little bit lower. But then they've got almost 2 bars worth of experience. That's almost 20 points of experience that they're gaining just from having the general. So these guys will be much more experienced units. Um, I think what I'm going to do is I'll have about 2,000 men left over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start it up day 2, and I'm going to see which units are in the fortifications, and then I'm going to give each of those ones like 300 or 400 more men on top of the 1,000 men that I'm going to give all the units. And any more men that I have left over, I'll just spread out at that time. Maybe I'll go to 200 on each of the skirmisher units. Just depends on what's going on. But we'll see what I need to do, and we'll act accordingly from there. Um, let's go ahead and say this one more time. Yes, I know I misspelled done. I'm an idiot. Okay, and we'll go ahead and load up the original. This isn't quite the original, but it's pretty close. So what I did is I got rid of these men into just regular units. Then I took all of these men and I started making the units up here. Then I knew how many units I wanted, so I just made out the units like 2,500 men and then 1,000 men in each one, and looked at how many Harper's Ferries I had, so I would know how many more Harper's Ferries I would have than the numbers that I had going in up here. It wasn't very many more, but it was some. So then I knew how many units of Harper's Ferries I could have on a different thing, down here in a different corps. So I think I had like 4 or 5 in the end. Didn't really build anything down here. I did add like the last gun to this parrot and things like that. I added 2 more guns to these because we captured 2 in the last battle. I put 2 24-pounders in first corps, 2 in the men that will be coming in to the south, because first corps is in the north, second corps is in the center, and third corps is in the south. So this will be pretty much all infantry. This will be infantry, 4 cavalry, and then those 8 skirmisher units, little skirmisher units, just to have all my brigadier generals in the battle. Basically, I want all my commanders that I can in the battle to be gaining experience, and that's pretty much it. Like, there's not really anything. They did take a couple of tries. I did not realize at first. I had forgotten since I played this battle, because the next battle you only have 20 per corps. I forgot that you could put 25 per corps. So I was missing 4 units per corps, so I had to recalculate everything to see exactly how many men I needed in each battalion once I remembered that fact. So in the end, I will be bringing in quite low numbers of men. It's really quite amazing. over half my men are in my pool right now. So I will only be bringing in 50,000 men to day one. And then after that, then I will reinforce the other 57,000 men in, and I'll be up to 107,000 men. And I just want to see how small their army is going to be compared to mine. It'll be really funny to see how much it will change, because the next, I'm going to do at least 2 runs on here for sure, 100% guaranteed. Because I'm going to do a run where I just make all my units max size, not max size, but have them all pre-built, go into the battle, and see how much of a difference it actually makes in how many men I have to fight in the battle. Partly for science. I just want to see what happens. So it will be a little bit different. I mean, I'll probably leave like however many Harper's Ferries I have left at the end after making these all 2,000 and this one 2,500. I'll leave that many men in my manpower pool, so that then whichever ones would be the ones that need to be on the walls, I can put men in them, or I'll just remember which ones I put extra men into in this one, and then do it ahead of time for the next one, so that I can have a few more men on the walls. It just makes sense to go ahead and have those guys a little bit bigger, because they're going to take more casualties. That's just all there is to it. There's nothing you can do about that. So yeah, that's it. Like that's really all there is to talk about. You guys have a good one, and I will see you at Fredericksburg.